Long ago, in a kingdom where greed ruled louder than kindness,
there lived a poor miller and his daughter. The miller was a desperate man, and desperate men often tell dangerous lies. One evening, standing before the king himself, the miller boasted of something impossible. He claimed that his daughter possessed a remarkable gift, that she could spin ordinary straw into pure gold. King's eyes gleamed at the thought of endless riches, and in that moment, the miller realized, too late, some lies cannot be taken back.
Who stands before my throne?
Your Majesty, this is a humble miller from the countryside.
A miller? Then speak, man. Why have you come before your king?
Your Majesty, I wished only to share a most remarkable truth.
A truth, very well. Speak it.
My daughter, she possesses a rare and wondrous talent.
And what talent would impress a king?
She can spin straw into gold, Your Majesty.
For if she can truly spin straw into gold, then she will make me the richest king the world has ever known.
The king listened carefully as the miller spoke. But where the miller saw a harmless boast, the king saw only gold. Greed quickly filled the ruler's heart, and the promise of endless riches was far too tempting to ignore. So the king gave his command. The miller's daughter would be brought to the castle at once, and before the night was over, she would be locked inside a chamber filled with straw. For the king intended to discover the truth, even if the girl's life depended on it. That very night, the miller's daughter was brought to the king's castle.
So, you are the miller's daughter.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Your father tells me you possess a remarkable gift.
My father?
He claims you can spin straw into gold. We shall see.
Your Majesty, that cannot be true.
By morning, every piece of this straw must be spun into gold.
But Your Majesty, I do not know how.
If you succeed, you will be greatly great. But if you fail, you will answer to me.
Without mercy, the ruler ordered her locked inside a cold stone chamber, a room filled from floor to ceiling with straw. Then the king gave his command. By morning, every strand of straw must be spun into pure gold. If she succeeded, she would live in luxury, but if she failed, the king's patience would run out before the sun rose. The miller's daughter sat alone in the cold stone chamber. Straw surrounded her from every side, yet she had no way to turn it into gold. The hours passed slowly, and as the castle grew quiet, the girl began to cry. But just when all hope seemed lost, a strange voice suddenly spoke from the darkness.
Why do you cry so bitterly, young maiden?
Who hosts there?
Now no need to be frightened. I could hear your sorrow from the hallway.
Please, you must help me. The king has ordered me to spin this straw into gold before morning, but I cannot do it.
Oh, but I can. Tell me, maiden, what would you give me if I spin this straw into gold for you?
But I cannot do it. Anything you ask.
Desperate and afraid, the miller's daughter agreed to the strange man's bargain. She did not know who he was, nor did she understand the cost of his help. But with no other choice, she placed her trust in the mysterious creature, and with a crooked smile, the little man stepped toward the spinning wheel. Soon the quiet chamber filled with the soft hum of the wheel turning, as straw slowly began to transform into shining threads of gold. As the first light of morning crept through the castle windows, the heavy door of the chamber slowly opened. The king had returned to see whether the miller's daughter had spoken the truth, but what he saw inside the room left him stunned. Every bundle of straw had vanished. In its place lay piles of glittering gold. The king's eyes widened with amazement, yet in his heart his hunger for riches only grew strong.
Remarkable. Absolutely remarkable. You have done exactly as your father claimed. If you can spin this much gold, then you can spin even more.
Yet in his heart, his hunger for riches only grew strong.
But instead of gratitude, a darker desire began to grow inside him. If the girl could spin one room of straw into gold, then surely she could spin even more. And so the king gave another command.
Take her to the next chamber. By morning, every strand must be gold, and if you succeed, you shall become my queen. But if you fail, you will not live to see the sunrise.
Once again, the miller's daughter was locked inside the chamber, but this time the room was even larger, and the piles of straw stretched from wall to wall. The king's greed had grown stronger, and the impossible task remained the same. By morning, every strand must become gold. As the heavy door slammed shut behind her, the girl realized something terrifying. Even with the strange little man's help the night before, she was still a prisoner of the king's hunger for riches. The chamber had grown silent. The torches along the stone walls flickered as the night grew darker. The miller's daughter walked slowly through the endless piles of straw, searching for some way to escape. But the doors were locked, and the king's command still echoed in her mind. By morning, every strand must be gold. Exhausted and afraid, the girl sank down beside the spinning wheel, and once again, she began to cry. Then suddenly, from somewhere in the shadows, a strange voice spoke.
Why are you crying, little maiden?
It's you again.
Perhaps I can help you again.
The strange little man stepped closer through the flickering torchlight. His eyes glittered with a strange and knowing smile.
What will you give me if I spend this straw in gold for you?
The girl hesitated. She had nothing left, except the small necklace around her neck. Trembling, she slowly removed it, desperate to survive the night. She placed the necklace into the creature's waiting hand.
Well, now that will do nicely.
You can truly do it?
Oh yes, watch closely. Straw 2 thread to gold, just as the bargain has been told.
The spinning wheel began to turn, faster and faster. Straw slid through his fingers like thread, and before the girl's terrified eyes, the dull straw shimmered and transformed into shining strands of gold. And before the girl's eyes, the dull yellow straw began to glow. Strands of gold appeared where there had once been nothing but dry hay. The miller's daughter could hardly believe what she was seeing. The room slowly filled with glittering thread, while the little man worked deep into the night. As the long night finally came to an end, the spinning wheel slowly fell silent. Where there had once been mountains of straw, there were now piles of glittering gold thread. The miller's daughter sat exhausted beside the wheel, but the quiet did not last long. As the first light of morning touched the castle walls, heavy footsteps echoed through the corridor. The king had returned, and once again, the chamber door began to open.
Incredible. You actually did it.
But the king was no longer looking at the girl, only the gold.
All of this could be mine.
Your Majesty, I've done what you asked.
She had survived the night, but the danger had only just begun.
If you can do this once, you can do it again.
No, please,
You will spin me more gold.
And with those words, the king sealed her fate, for one night was never going to be enough.